Keep California cowgirls from vanishing. Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse, Semi. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Sadie practices over the haunches with an ATV mechanical cow simulator.
Pulling slack. And Susie's coming my way because she feels the pressure behind her horns.
Minmore Farms, Morgan mares work with mini zebu heifers in an open pasture.
The idea today, Sadie's my youngest. I want to just see how stressed she gets coming in here with the heifers. I want to do this safely. I want to do it very slowly. So Katie's riding Sadie, and we just worked Sadie in the arena, and she's being fine. So let's see if the introduction of the heifers in front of her in this pasture is going to cause her any stress. Sometimes going elsewhere, going to other places, makes a big difference in the way a horse behaves. Just before I let Katie in, and I'm going to be doing that in about a moment, I'm just going to walk around here. I've already told her to avoid this area here because it's in shade and it's a little bit wet. I'm going to see if there's any wet areas. And then I'm going to let her in the gate and come closer to the camera so there's no question that you can hear me. And I'll be around if there's a problem. I trust Katie very much. She already has worked Sadie in the arena, getting hind end disengagements, doing side passing, and so forth. So let's hope that this is a safe introduction to working the heifers in my small but definitely pasture. Not an arena, not a driveway, not covered with sand, covered with grass and deadfall. And here we go. I'm just going to walk around, look for potentially unsafe places. Everything is pretty good except for right there near the camera. So what I want you to do is stay in the open and just walk out there and stand. I may or may not move the cows into your direction. Remember, there's branches here. Even in this shady area here, it doesn't seem to be wet. Just over here a little bit. There are low branches here. The bull is roaring. Sadie is standing. My instructions to Katie was walk in and stand. Let's see if she'll stand. Let's see if she gets high-headed and full of resistance. Let's see what her thought processes are about being in this big pasture with these little mini zebu heifers. And you know, I may walk up to the heifers and ask them to move. Probably just walking up to them will make the move, especially if I walk toward their hip or walk toward their head to turn them. But I'm going to do that very, very carefully because I have to make sure that Sadie doesn't get full of resistance and stress. Remember low branches. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Katie, has a microphone on. If she has observations to make, she will say what's on her mind, what she's feeling in the saddle.
She's being really calm. Nothing concerned at all.
She's being really calm, says Katie. Now I'm going to pick up this training aid. What is it? A stick from the trees. Katie has to remember that there are a lot of low branches here. It's not an arena, it's not a driveway. It's nature, it's pasture. I'm going to walk with this stick, this training aid, try to get the cows to move again, the heifers to move again, just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Easy.
The little young heifer, Selah, is always more willing to move fast than her mommy, and you just saw that. They're now separated. Her mommy Susie is staying near her papa Rusty, and Selah is on the other side of the camera. She's watching. Sadie just turned over her haunches nicely. Did she feel it all?
No, she's calm.
No stress. What I think you should do, Katie, keeping in mind that there's some like outcroppings here of old fallen trees, watch where you step. Walk around me in this direction because it's much drier. Walk towards Selah.
Okay.
Looks like Susie's just chewing her cud there near Rusty. She doesn't want to join the festivities. Here comes Selah. She's going to want to run. Good. It's just that kind of running that we needed to gauge, how is Sadie going to behave? Not try to work the cow.
Easy.
It's not our objective today.
Easy.
The wind is coming up. There's a lot of yuke trees here.
Back.
The wind is coming up very suddenly, which often happens in Santa Cruz. Yuke tree leaves falling in the air. Sadie is not gaping. She's biting a little bit on her bit. Selah is being really a good training aid today because she's just running around and I'm not doing a thing. That's perfect. That's perfect for finding out how Sadie is gonna behave with these little mini zebus here in this pasture. Watch her work over her haunches. Okay, watch Katie work here in this pasture where there's low branches, deadfall. A little heifer running around. Wind. Selah, looks like we pressed the button and just haven't turned it off yet. She's just going round and round. I'm going to just put this stick down, unless I need to pick it up for some reason. Any comments, Katie?
She completely is following her on her own.
Okay, all right. The reason I wanted to do Sadie first with this exercise is that she's my youngest, and a couple years ago when we first introduced her to Susie, way before Selah was born, there was a kick. I think it was an excitement kick, and it did touch Susie's nose. I have this on video. It's in one of my shows, but it has made me very, very sensitive about strike zone from either the cow to the horse or the horse to the cow. Fortunately, Susie wasn't hurt, but I always remembered that it was Sadie who did it, and I've figured out many different ways now to introduce them to each other, the cows to the horses to the cows, more safely. Even though we thought we were doing it safely in the arena several years ago. I'm lucky that Susie didn't get hurt. And safety is always number one. So now, if my cameraman will turn the camera smoothly, let me show you ultimately what our objective is. See where Selah is standing. That is our pen back here. We are going to want to be able to pen our heifers or heifer in that area right there. And we're going to be able to do it with all this deadfall on the ground, with all the low branches, in whatever weather except for rain. I don't want to have to do it in rain because of the safety factor. But even wind, we're going to try to have some fun back here, penning our little miniature zebu heifers with my Morgan mares. And that's all for today as an introduction.
Katie on Semi and Sonia on Eve do cow work with Selah.
Well, today I'm riding Eve, and we have a Bozell on her. And Semi is here. She's my most experienced cow horse. Katie's riding Semi, and we have just an O-ring snaffle on Semi. Now, Eve is going to be like the turnback horse today, especially because we have the Bozell on, which she's not real experienced with. Semi is going to be the lead horse, the horse that directs the cow in the direction we want her to go. And today, that's kind of our goal. Can Semi walk towards Selah, put herself in position properly? Katie's going to have to help her with that. If we want Selah to go forward, we're going to want to go towards Selah's ribs or towards her hips. If we want Selah to turn, Katie's going to have to get ahead and go towards Selah's head. And that will, generally speaking, turn her. We expect Susie just to stay in the corner. She doesn't like to participate in these things. We'll see. Our objective today is we just tentatively arranged a path that we'd like to accomplish, and we're going to have Selah go on the east side of this clump of yew trees, and my cameraman will turn the camera and show you where I'm pointing, between the fence and the yew trees. Then we're hoping that she won't keep following the fence down into the pen, which we eventually want to use to do some penning back here. So Katie, when Semi gets to driving Selah, when you get to approximately the south side of this clump of trees, you're going to want to remove the pressure. Maybe that will keep Selah from going straight.
Okay.
Now, if she does go straight into the pen, then you're going to want to somehow turn her.
Yeah.
And the pen is rather large, but it could be cramped.
Yeah.
So safety's number one. We'll deal with that if it happens. Then we want to turn Selah and have her go between this clump of trees and that single oak tree there. And if possible, turn her, take the pressure off once she gets in this figure 8 pattern, take the pressure off. If possible, get her to go slightly around that oak tree. Seems like not very challenging, but could be very challenging. We'll have to see, and we'll show you. Okay, we're going to go and give ourselves an opportunity to work mini zebu heifer Selah with 2 Morgan horses here at Minmore Farms in a pasture with a lot of deadfall, branches. Flies. Whoop. Notice the over the haunches work, and that's exactly what I expected Selah to do. All right, here she comes. Okay, Katie, if you go the other direction, that's okay.
Easy.
Pressure up, direction that you want. Back. Over the haunches with Evie. Woo. Let's try again. How did you feel with Semi?
She's behaving.
Okay. Back, 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 and good.
Easy. Ooh.
Apply pressure here by going towards Sela's shoulders. Good. That's where we want. Now let's see what happens if we just stand here. Will she come back this way? Back, back, back. Sela's watching us. Whoop. There you go. There you go. Now, can we get her to go around the oak tree? You turned her. Inadvertently, you turned her. Let's see if you can. Yes. Okay. Let me open this door here so that she will want to come around the oak tree. Whoa. I'm giving you an open path. By the way, Rusty the bull is here roaring and digging his horns in the dirt, trying to be bullish. Back, back. Over the haunches with Eve. Okay, let's see. Okay, can you get over there to the right? Turn her. We just want one crossover between the two trees. So you got to think about body position, horse position. Okay, I'm going to close the door here if I can. Good. Okay, can you go over there? Can you turn her into this path between the trees? Very, very quietly. Back. I'm going to move my horse out of the pathway. Whoa. Whoa. There you go. There you go. Now, can we get her? We got her to cross over. Now we want her to go around ever so slightly. And notice how Katie has to duck all the time. Because let's face it, if you're a ranch horse working a cow, there may be trees, there may be branches. It's a little slippery there where you are, Katie. Be careful. Sela certainly is accommodating. She's moving very nicely for us. Yes. Let me see if I can get Eve over to turn Sela. Yes. That looked like nothingness, but you know, Eve is in this bosel. It's hard to get lateral flexion, but she did go over her haunches. Let's do this, Katie. Come on up here quietly. Let's see what Sela does. No, she's going to run again. Now she's going between the trees in the clump. Let's do this. I'll tell you why I'm doing this, by the way, today. We're doing it a little prematurely. I would have wanted to bring one horse out and then the other and then in pairs, but we've got some rain coming. It gets slippery here in the mud with the death fall, so we thought, why not? As long as we don't have goals that are just too much for the horses today, within parameters of safety, why not start driving the cows and see if we can get direction and driving clear in everybody's mind. Try one more time. Katie, let's do this. If you walk up towards Sela, we know now that her pattern is to go along the fence. I'm going to go straight away here and try to keep her from turning around the trees this time and see if we can get her to just go into the pen. Okay. It's in some respects a penning activity. And my cameraman is going to watch Katie, but then when Sela comes around the tree clump here, he'll try to pan around and show you if Eve can close the door so that Sela will be inclined to go in the pen rather than come around the tree. Back. I'm going to back off here so you can see. All right, good. Now, can Eve and I very quietly, not fast enough, but I don't want to move really fast with Eve yet. She's not ready for that. We'll try it again. We'll try to show you as much of this activity in this pasture as we can. What I'm hoping is that Sela will, as a matter of fact, I'm going to try to back up Eve lightly. Back, 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 back. Whoop. I want to close this door here. Whoop. had to do a one-range stop with Eve because she didn't whoa for me, and rather than pulling on the Boselle, there, okay, it's all right, it's all right. Think about position, that's it. Go towards her head and she should turn here. Can I close this door? Okay, she's following the fence. Now, I'm going to go this way, straight away. No pressure. Oh, whoa. Katie, are you there? Sammy's getting excited. I can see that. This can be a real exciting sport when a cow's coming this way, that way. And you're not sure what the next move is going to be, but that's what's so challenging about cow work with horses. Turn around here, try to put myself in proper position to accomplish our goals. Whoa. Whoa. And Sammy just scooted away from Rusty. That's another parameter here, but you know, ranch versatile horses have to deal with bulls too. Here she goes. Okay, take the pressure off. Take the pressure off. Here you go. There you go. She is in the pen. She is in the pen. We were very, very cautious with how we applied pressure. Whoa, good, 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 good. She's in the pen. We didn't get to the gateway of the pen and raise our hands, but you know, that's for a goal for another day. We certainly feel that we directed Sela, not necessarily with a great deal of pressure from a cow horse, but with position of the cow horse, and applying and releasing pressure when it seemed appropriate to get that little heifer to run down that fence and go into the pen. So the next big objective after the rains again and after this area dries out is to not only get her in the pen, but one or both of the riders, or three if I happen to have three around, because I have three wonderful ranch versatile Morgans, run up to the opening, raise their hand, and time is called. And that's driving and penning miniature zebus with Morgan horses. I'm riding Sadie, that's Eve's daughter. But notice that I have an O-ring snaffle on her, because last time I did this with Eve, I had her in a Boselle, but I didn't feel like I had really fine-tuning with Eve, and she needs fine-tuning here. You need to be able to direct rein and neck rein. Boselle is pretty much for stop-go and a bit of neck reining, and I didn't feel like I had the ability to ask Eve to move her body parts quickly or even slowly without having her feel hard on the Boselle. So I'm going to work with her on that in the arena. So Sadie, Eve's daughter, who's not very experienced but has been out here with the cows. Katie, notice, is riding Semi. She's real comfortable with Semi. Semi knows her very well. But we have a side pull on Semi's head. The reason being, we want to see if we can get Semi to move her body parts with the side pull and to stop and back up. She wants to go. She really wants to go today before we turn the camera on. It's kind of windy and she likes to do cow work. So we're a little bit worried that we're not going to get the stop we need with the side pull. Katie, can you step up here a little bit so Erin can show what is a side pull? It's a very simple head control without metal in the mouth. And we've got split reins on there. Katie should be able to get Semi to swing over her haunches to the left and to the right pretty easily with direct rein, support rein, and neck rein. Okay, I'm going to be turned back again with Sadie. Katie is going to go in with Semi, and we're just going to see for a few minutes how it goes today working the mini zebus here in the open pasture. Back.
Notice how nicely Semi is working over her haunches, and she's doing all the work herself. Katie is just riding.
Move. Back. Move. Back.
Notice that Sonia is using position of the horse to block the path that Sela was trying to take in order to get to her mother.
Let me try to explain to you what philosophy I was using. It wasn't that important to keep Sela going in a certain direction. What was more important was to keep Sadie working off her haunches. So I kept asking her to back so that if I then gave a leg pressure for one direction or the other, she'd be backing and stepping over her haunches. The U-turn is not a useful move when you're trying to work a cow. When a cow is going in the direction that you want it to go, remove the pressure, because chances are the cow will continue to go in that direction unless there's a draw for it to change direction. And in this case, because we've got Susie here, that was Sela's draw to continue to try to go back to the corner behind me to catch up with Susie again. And the wind is coming up a lot. We've got a lot more cow work to do. We're going to have to wait until after the rain that's supposed to get here tomorrow or the next day and let the pasture dry out again. But we're going to look forward to doing it. Katie, anything you want to say about, is Semi getting a little bit better with the side pole, or would you want to use the snaffle next time?
No, I think working her in the side pole is going to be good practice for her. The only one time that I feel like she bolted out of my control, my helmet hit a branch and it made a noise.
Yes.
So I think she spooked at that.
Yes, continue to remember, please, Katie, anybody who's watching, that we're out here doing it in a pasture. There are branches. There are some slippery places. There's deadfall. There's a lot to think about, but you know what? These are ranch versatile Morgans, so we got to work in realistic situations and get them to work these cows the best they can and we can. And that's all for today.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Semi, Rusty, and Susie. Heifer calf Sela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.